Hello, welcome to my review for Werner Herzog's Nosferatu the Vampire, coming to you on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray for the first time in the United States from Shout Factory, Radio Entertainment, Scream Factory line. It's a whole new whirlwind over there. I know I said I was done with my physical media reviews for October, but then this surprise landed on my doorstep, and I like surprises like this because I love Nosferatu the Vampire from Werner Herzog. And pretty happy to be able to have and review this one. The other one came with a reversible cover that had a black version of this poster. This one doesn't have that option. A lot simpler. It's a 2-disc set, one 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, and one standard Blu-ray where the bonus features lie. All of them. Well, not all of them. But so this is weird, like, these are pretty tough to get on spindles. Like, this side here I had to push really, like, it came loose. Both discs were out of the case when it arrived. No fault of the distributor. Mail things happen. But putting it back on, this was a bit of a trip, and this was an even harder trip to put back on these discs for it. So just look out if you ordered this. Maybe coming that way. It's now available. Came out, if you are watching this today, October 21st, it's new release day. So here we are, Nosferatu the Vampire, one of 3 Dracula movies that came out in 1979. Do you know the other 2? Okay, I gave you time to say them to yourself while watching in a room full of people. But the other ones are John Badham's Dracula, which also was put out by Scream Factory, who restored color to it. It wasn't not colored, but they'd muted everything in previous home video releases. And Love at First Bite, the comedy one with George Hamilton as Dracula, and that one was a big hit. This one, yeah, you have like the blockbuster one, the comedy one, and the art house one right here, even though the Badham one's pretty artsy itself, very stylistic. Herzog's probably my favorite of the 3, and this is probably, I know you silent film purists are going to come after me, and yes, Murnau's is a masterpiece, but this might be my favorite movie titled Nosferatu. There's just something here in this movie that unsettles the absolute shit out of me. And I'll try to explain. Let's work through my trauma, my problems here through this 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray review of Nosferatu the Vampire. This one there's something about it that feels real. It's like super grounded, very gothic, and I couldn't tell you. Some of the stupidest stuff that you wouldn't think is spooky spooks me. There's the traveling to the castle with the gothic choir, which gets reused in the producer's cut of Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. So I saw that movie before I ever saw this one, and that's when I first saw this. I was like, oh, it's like in the flashback when Jamie's getting wheeled before she gets shot in the head at the hospital, and the Man in Black's like, Jamie. So that is used in here, but the way that the score of this movie is just utterly creepy, and just there's an emptiness that's haunting in this movie. Like when the travel, like I said, when the journey to the Castle Dracula, or Count Orlok's castle, or whatever is, travel upon, like the hills, the cavern with the water just screaming. It's really unsettling, and everything feels more naturally lit. It feels like I'm there. I'm watching this like life events unfold, and Klaus Kinski, in one of his most restrained performances, which might be my favorite Klaus Kinski performances, him being like around Jonathan Harker and everything else is just sort of like, there's something strange about this guy, but not strange enough, like, it's like, okay, there's this weirdo that lives out here named Dracula doing things. But Yeah, he is called Dracula in this one. But the one thing that gets me all the time, and the one of the most, I always say this is one of the scariest things I've ever seen in a movie, is when the Demeter, the boat, arrives and it's empty, and it's like early morning town, and it's one of those like cities with a little river running through it, and like the boat floats up and shows up, and it's just no one's controlling it. There's no one there. It's empty, and it just kind of comes in, and it just spooks the hell out of me. I couldn't tell you why. Isabella Adjani, she is terrific in this. She looks great. She's very stylish, very not like cartoon character, but she feels otherworldly almost in a natural way. Big fan of hers. I really like Possession. I know everybody knows about Possession now, right? Like, that's not like some underground movie. We all own it some way, shape, or form. She's also in The Driver. Just a really good actress that I don't think she had a time where it's like put her in stuff, and then it kind of went away from her. Probably that old thing of like, well, you're 40 now, ma'am. You got to get out of here, or something like that. You know, that bullshit. But and she's not in a lot of like hardcore geek property movies. Now she's in film nerd property stuff, but that's a whole different story. So she's terrific in here. The movie has this like slow pace that it doesn't feel slow, but it's calm, and the calm unsettles you, and it's just, yeah, it's so naturalistic and so grounded, and it probably comes from Herzog's documentary background that helps this. But whew, what a spooky ass movie. And I popped this in about, rather frequently. I actually watched it, I think earlier this year, or maybe at the end of last year for some reason, and I hadn't in a while. But that really is actually helping me to prepare for this Blu-ray. But I give this one high honors at a 4.5 out of 5. I really, really enjoy this take as a Dracula movie, as a movie titled Nosferatu, and it also has vampire with a Y, because you got street cred. But yeah, this is one of Herzog's finest hours. I like this a lot. So let's go to the video for it, and we pick it up. It is in 1:85:1, the very natural original aspect ratio of it, encoded in HEVC/H.265 for a 2160p or 4K picture. So this one has been transferred in 4K from the original 35mm camera negative. So, and it's presented in Dolby Vision. Now, there has been, the BFI released a version of this, and it came out a few weeks back, or a month ago. Maybe 2 months. Who cares? A lot of people upset with that one. They claimed it had a lot of DNR added to it, and some obvious AI tinkering. From my knowledge, from my research, I did my own research, from what I've gathered, perusing various things, this Scream Factory edition is a different transfer than the BFI. Or my eyes are terrible at this juncture. But I thought this looked marvelous on 4K. I did not see anything that looked heavily... There was a scene or two in question, but it might have been source related and possible cleanup for that. I did not see anything like that. It felt like the film grain was naturally intact. Thought this looked pretty lovely. As pristine as it might be, it's got soft cinematography that might be hard to get digitally right. But I liked it. So when I watched that Blu-ray, and I hadn't picked it up in a while last year or the beginning of this year, I noticed it wasn't a good transfer. It wasn't a good transfer. It was a little bit overly compressed, had noise to it, and a lot of the very dark scenes had crushing going on. They're like obvious crush. It was like, oh man, I don't remember it being that bad, but damn, not present here. The natural black levels and Dolby Vision and stuff has really made this even more haunting looking. It's clear you can see textures and different things in the blacks, but they are dark. They're not. It keeps the room nice and dark when you have the lights up. But it's quite smooth. The black is there. There's no real instance. I thought there was like, I was like, is that crushed? And it was like, no, it was tree outlines. It was trees that were in the front. It's just super dark. And this one's seen with this. They have a castle and they have this something in front of it, and there's this blue sky. And I was like, whoa, what is? And I was like, nope, trees. So yeah, and the detail on people, makeup, everything looks tremendous. Textures very good. Depth is solid. Depth rocks. It has some of the big beach scenes and stuff look really nice. Some of the interiors are a little more flatter, but it works. It might have been just how, the way it was shot and stuff. So I am going to give this a 4.5 out of 5. To my eyes, I rather enjoyed this start to finish and found no real issues. Certainly nothing a general person coming to this is going to notice or give a crap about. Thought it was fine. Let's move to the audio. So the audio, there's 2 versions of this movie on both the discs. On the 4K disc, there's the English cut of the movie, and there is the German cut of the movie. They are different video files to go through, so you can't flip audios on them. If you were to select the English cut of the movie, you get an English 2.0 mono DTS master audio. Or DTS HD master audio. That's it. If you were to select the German cut of the movie, you have a choice between the German 5.1 DTS HD master audio and the German 2.0 mono DTS HD master audio. Subtitles, English subtitles for both German and English cuts, as well as the German commentary. We'll get to that later. Audio's fine. These are the same ones ported over to my ears, the same one ported over previously. I prefer the monos of both in there. They're natural. They're pretty lively, loud, very distinct sound effects, good clarity in there, and a little bit of hiss from the audio that has this nice analog kind of old film feel to it that I like. I'm fine with it. The 5.1 is fine. It's good, but like, it doesn't do a lot. Like, it's not overboard. You can hear some stuff in the rear, but it's very light. It's a lower mix thing. It's fine. If you want to use your system for that, that's great. But it's a little overboard for everything, but it's okay. And I give the audio on this a 4 out of 5. Well, let's go to the extras. All extras were previously released and on the previous version of the Scream Factory Blu-ray. But let's go through them. There is commentary tracks only for the German version of the film. You have a commentary in German with Werner Herzog, and you have a commentary in English about the German version with Werner Herzog. You have a featurette. It's called Making a Nosferatu, and it is 13 minutes, 6 seconds. It is an old making of from when around the film came out. It's shot on film and stuff. It goes through the town and everything on it. It's a carryover featurette. We also have 3 theatrical trailers available, and they run all together 6 minutes, 47 seconds. And we have a still gallery that runs 3 minutes and 11 seconds. We'll give the bonus features a 2 out of 5. Nothing new. Wasn't a whole lot before. I think that's fair. Do you? Okay. Let's review. The film, I love this film. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. The video transfer, which to my knowledge, to what I'm able to say, is not the same as BFI, and I'm guessing much better at 4.5 out of 5. The audio, same as before on this one, 4 out of 5. Bonus materials, same as before for the Scream Shout Factory release, 2 out of 5. Overall, strength of film and presentation is going to win me over on this. I am going to give it a 4 out of 5 because we've now gone through multiple releases of Nosferatu. This is quite possibly the best we're going to see on home video. And so I'm going to bump it up a little bit more. It probably should have been like a 3.5, but I'm going to say 4 because it's worth the upgrade from that Blu-ray because of the video transfer. you definitely want to pick this up if you are a fan. Nosferatu the Vampire. Right now, hurry up, you can get it for Halloween. I am offering an orderable code in the description from Amazon. That helps out this channel, and I always appreciate it. But mostly I appreciate you watching and sharing my videos with everybody. That's cool. I love chatting with you all in the comments. Love your praise and how cool you guys tend to keep things. I dig that. Even when we disagree, it's nice. I enjoy you, my watchers or listeners. And I just encourage you to go listen to my podcast episodes I post here. But if maybe you're listening to them on Spotify or Apple or something like that, and that's good, that's cool too. But I've got a lot of good stuff there. So thank you. I appreciate your time. And as I always say, stay film positive.